Looking to buy a car, there's a good chance that you've taken a look at some sort of online marketplace for a vehicle, but that dream car you're eyeing just might be a fake. So to help us from falling victim, we've got Sarah Wetzel with the BBB with us today. So good to see you, Sarah.
Good to see you.
This is a big problem, but how big of a problem really are we talking about with this virtual car scam?
Yeah, so Better Business Bureau did a study in 2020, and we keep seeing the scams reported increase. And so that's why we did another study, and we released it yesterday. And because we're seeing that scammers are kind of changing their way, they're focusing now on people that are looking for rare classic cars.
Well, and that's probably interesting too, because it's such a niche market.
Right.
And really, is that who the target is? Probably folks who prefer to eye older models of vehicles?
Yeah, and because they're going to be more expensive, they're worth more money. And so the scammers know too, if they hone in on that, they have a better chance of getting a better payout from consumers that may not be on the lookout.
But how does the scam really work? I mean, is it as simple as saying, I have this really fancy old car, give me your money?
Yeah, and so whenever, at first in 2020 when we did this study, they were on legitimate websites like Craigslist and eBay, but they were selling fake cars. The cars just didn't exist. But then they'd say, you know, put the money, send this money to the escrow account. That way, if you don't like the car, you can get your money back. But that escrow account was the scammer. It was the scammer's account, so you were sending money just straight to them. But now we're seeing kind of a twist to where now they're focusing more on lookalike websites. They're using legitimate sellers that are licensed, and they're just basically copying and pasting their website and using it as a fake website. We heard from a business that had this happen to them, and the only change in the URL was that the scammer dropped the S at the end of the business name. The pictures were the same, descriptions, VIN numbers, but the prices were lower on the scammer's website.
You can't fault anybody for falling victim, but to keep us from doing that, what are the tips for anyone trying to buy a car, specifically buying a car online?
Yeah, well, whenever you do it online, if there's any way that you can go see that car, do that. Or if not you, a trusted friend or family member. Also, a lot of the times the cars will be delivered. If there's any way you can go pick it up in person, go ahead and do that. Then just be careful, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, if the price is too good to be true, unfortunately, take a step back and do some more research. And then also just don't fall pressure to that high pressure sales tactics. They're going to tell you, hey, I need you to have a yes by an hour because I have another buyer that's ready to go, and they're, you know, I'm going to have to go to them if you can't make a decision. So, you know, they try and catch you in that moment, and that should be a red flag.
All great advice, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. And just a reminder for you, you can always check a business's rating or report a scam yourself by going to bbb.org. And of course, Sarah, thank you again for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Still ahead.